Live and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
We are up to the task and have everything it takes to clean up our market of fake and substandard products. Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Boloma, declares as the agency visits major markets in Kano and Onitsha in Anambra State. I am very sure you are itching to find out what the outcome of the visit was. I can authoritatively tell you that it was an amazing discovery. I have all the details, but we'll let the cat out of the bag after this message. Please stay tuned.
Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, brings a new lease of life to Nigerian SMEs. SON has put a greater premium on developing standards aimed at improving the exports of the nation's food and cash crops. This explains why we have developed more standards for Nigeria's produce like sesame, cocoa, garri, and more, courtesy our accredited state-of-the-art laboratories. In keeping with the federal government's ease of doing business, SON has simplified its processes and turnaround time for SUNCAP and MANCAP to reduce substandard products and legal arm to prosecute offenders. Join Standards Organization of Nigeria in ridding our nation of substandard goods due to consistent market surveillance and raids. See something, say something. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
A warm welcome to you and thanks for watching. The program is Standard and You, brought to you Mondays at 6:30 p.m. on this station. My name is Ifoma Okonkwo. On our program last week, we focused on how government, through the SON, is supporting local manufacturers, especially small and medium enterprises, SMEs. There's no doubt that the government is doing a lot to help local producers comply with standards and ensure the production of goods that can compete favorably with imported ones. SON has continued to deploy innovative technologies and strategies to remove fake and substandard products from the shelves in our various markets. The good news is that more companies are taking advantage of the agency's support to grow their businesses, while the SON boss says he will not rest on his oars in tackling the menace of fake goods in Nigeria. It was therefore in line with the DG's vision that officials of the agency stormed some markets in Kano and popular Onitsha market in search of substandard products. Please take a look.
It is no longer news that the nation is contending with prevalence of fake and substandard products. However, what is news is that the Standards Organization of Nigeria is evolving and deploying strategies to combating the menace and promote made in Nigeria goods. The war against fake goods is one which the present leadership of the agency has left no one in doubt of its determination to succeed even in the face of daunting challenge.
Nigerians in general to always insist on what is right, what have products that have mark of quality. Because if they don't patronize these substandard manufactured or imported goods, there won't be markets, there won't be business for the manufacturers, there won't be business for the importers. They must always insist on getting value for their money. Reach us through our 36 state offices or our interactive website. Whenever in doubt, ask questions. Insist on getting value for your money.
Oh yeah.
This unscheduled visit to markets in Kano and Onitsha, Anambra states, is part of the Director General's conscious plan to rid our markets of substandard products. It's coming on the heels of a similar exercise in Lagos and some states in the southwest of Nigeria last week.
We have located just very few places in the market and they are put on hold pending further action. But the truth of the matter is that these products do not meet the requirements of our standard and they are not good for use by Nigerians. There is no value for money, and particularly, for example, every African print has to be 100% cotton. Unfortunately, now we're having 100% polyester. It's wrong. We have other parameters like the color fastness. Once you buy a product, it's supposed to be good for use, it's supposed to serve the purpose. But these products are substandard. We have monitored them over time, we have tested them, and they are substandard. So after this, we are going to meet with the market leaders, and then our report will go to the management of Standards Organization of Nigeria, and further action will be taken. But what I can assure you is that this is just the first step. Other steps will follow that will include education, sensitization, and self-regulation among market leaders. So at the end of the day, we are going to cooperate amongst ourselves to serve the country better, to have products that are meeting minimum requirement of the standard, so that Nigerians will have value for money, and then there will also be a level playing ground for all importers and traders. It is not fair that some people are importing products that meet the requirement and then they are not selling, while a few others will be importing substandard products and then they are having patronage. So this is also an area that we are looking at.
When officials of the SON Surveillance and Intelligence Monitoring Unit stormed these markets in Kano, it caught the traders napping.
So actually we just used to make an order to buy. Some we are buying from Lagos, some where do you buy from?
After hours of rigorous search and examination of various goods, 21 warehouses filled with textiles suspected to be substandard were sealed.
No, sorry. Okay. Don't worry, I will see the
We have just conducted surveillance and enforcement action in these shops, identified shops that are selling substandard phones. These phones that were identified were tested over time, and then they were found to be substandard. Some of the model names are IU, H Mobile, Seco, Infemix, TKK, and HOM. They were found to be substandard, and they were also not registered. So, you know, there's a let-down procedure for import. So all these procedures are not being followed. And so on the basis of that, and most importantly, the failure, we have locked these shops that you have seen, and we've evacuated some, and then there will be further action after confirmatory analysis. Even though they were tested, we still have to test them again so as to really confirm. But most also very importantly, they were not registered. So all effort to ensure that the procedures for import are followed, they were not. And so that's why we had to take action based on the directive from management of some.
The team visited the GSM market in Onitsha, where a large quantity of phones and other accessories were evacuated by the SON. The exercise continued in Onitsha, Anambra. For several hours, officials of the SON, in collaboration with executives of the market union, stormed Evacuation Plaza, the biggest GSM market in the state. The team discovered that most of the phones on sale were not registered with the SON and not branded. Several outlets were sealed by the SON, and some products suspected to be substandard evacuated.
We operated in Onitsha. So at the end of the operation, we actually visited a plaza that had quite a number of shops having these clone phones. And that is a maker of 4 plaza, main market Onitsha. So we actually have about 6 models of the phone in particular, which were tested and found to be substandard, and also they were not registered. And how they even came in was questionable because they were not actually inspected at the point of entry. So we have Seco, H-Mobile, and Infemix, not Infinix, Infemix, IU, iFly, and Homes in particular. There are others actually, but these particular shops were identified as the sources of this product. So we locked the shops, and we are going to take further action on that. Only one, what really happened was when they saw us, they quickly locked the shop, but we found one, and we checked for this particular brands.
We have a friendly visit by son, a standard organization of Nigeria, over some unregistered goods, mostly on phone. Message to other dealers is very simple. If you have a product and you know that it is okay, what I have to advise you is to go to Sun and register that product. It will help you and help other Nigerians to know what they are buying. That's my own advice. Sun has not tried to disturb our business, but they are trying to sensitize us on what we know and how we have to do it. Because most of these items they are now going after is being flooded in the market. And I have to say it clear, in my own plaza, a lot of them are not the importers of these goods. What I'm saying in essence is this: if this program is going on, I have to advise majority the importers to find it fit to go and register their item with Sun.
It's a nationwide cleanup initiative by the Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Aboloma. Aboloma says he will stop at nothing to protect consumers from fake and substandard products, but wants the support of all, including you watching, to send dealers in such products in our country out of business.
This is going to be a continuous process because even as we speak, we have some information that somebody somewhere is, doing some things which we have sent our boys to go and do intelligence, and we are waiting for that intelligence. By the time we get the intelligence report and it confirms the information we get, of course, we sweep into action because we have to ensure that there is no escape route for anybody who is in the business of bringing substandard products into our markets. Because if you look at the case of Ankara, number one, it touches on the economy of Nigeria, one. It touches on our labor markets, because if you look at right now, all our textile factories are shut down due to these problems we are talking about. There is no way they can compete effectively with this substandard Ankara that they are bringing from some of these countries and flooding our market with it. So they will bring their own and reduce the prices, and the locally manufactured one could not compete with it. They have to close shops. So we want to ensure that we create a level playing field for both imported and locally made Ankaras. And our DG, Mr. Osita Aboloma, is ready to ensure that he takes the battle even down to the retailers and ensure that Nigerians get value for their money for every product they buy from the market. He is not going back on this. It's going to be a continuous process. He is ready to go all in to ensure that the market is rid of all substandard products.
Muna fata shekaru na da za su zo mutanen mu za su yi la'akari da aikin da muke yi kuma za su lura cewa ya fi cancanta ka sai abu na kwarai da ka sai abu na arha.
Ka yi mezie n'obodo anyị a, ka anyị mee ka ihe a na-eme n'obodo anyị a, ma ihe a na-ebubata n'obodo anyị a ka ọ dị mma. Anyị na-ayọ biko ka anyị jikọọ aka na asị na ofu aka adịghị ekechi ngwugwu. Ka anyị jikọọ aka ka Naịjirịa wee wọrọ anyị obodo.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká lajú wálẹ̀ gbogbo tá a bá máa fún wa rà ká lè pé ohun tó pé ojú òṣùwọ̀n èyí tí ò bá yé wa àgbẹ̀ tó bá mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀ ló tó wà sọ́nà èyí tá a bá dẹ̀ rà tí ò bá pójú òṣùwọ̀n ẹ lọ sí standard organization iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ tó bá súnmọ́ yín jù ẹ lọ ṣàlàyé fún wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n á ràn yín lọ́wọ́.
Welcome to the world of standard and quality, where we offer you information on product safety and quality. The program is Standard and You.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Welcome back. While the cleanup exercise was going on during the week, a good number of activities took place at various offices at the Standards Organization of Nigeria across the country. Here are details of some of the events.
It was a two-day training on hypermedia technology software executive reposting dashboard held at the DG's office in Abuja. Director General of the SON, who was represented at the event by Head of Budget David Okon, said the exercise is in line with the agency's resolve to build competent human resource. In Katsina, officials of the SON met with Bakers Association in that state, where issues of compliance standards dominated discussions at the forum. In Kano, representatives of the SON, led by the state head YB Mohammed, met with Liquefied Petroleum Gas Retailers Association. The focus of the meeting was to explore ways of stemming the sale of substandard cylinders, which is a life danger product. The SON state coordinator was emphatic when he told members of the association that the SON will not tolerate the sale of substandard cylinders and warned those fabricating the product locally and importers to be mindful of the dangers associated with compromising on the required standard of the pressure vessel. In another development, the Director General of the SON says it will strengthen regulatory strategy to check the distribution and manufacture of unwholesome pesticides in the country to save lives. The DG, who was represented at a sensitization to dangers of using substandard and adulterated pesticides on farms, explained that this creates a lot of health hazards, loss of investment, and rejection of agricultural exports. Chairman All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Kano State Chapter, Alhaji Farouk Rabiu Mudi, described the program as being timely.
You're still watching Standard and You, and it's time to treat your messages. Alimot Osifo is standing by.
Inferior, low quality, unacceptable, damaged, dangerous, inadequate. These words are used to describe substandard products. Substandard products pose great threats to not just public health and safety, consumer satisfaction, but also the economy. As a federal government agency vested with the responsibility of protecting Nigerians from fake and substandard products, the Standards Organization of Nigeria will stop at nothing at ensuring only quality products are available in our markets. Mind you, we have a mandate established by the law, SON Act No. 14, 2015, which provides powers to prosecute and jail purveyors of fake and substandard products across the country. Not just that, SON has powers to seize, destroy substandard products, and also seal off premises where such defective products are manufactured, stored, or sold. You are advised to say no to substandard products, as the SON now has stiffer penalty for offenders. Buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best. Hello and nice to have you on the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. Our first message here is from Junior Chibike from Enugu. It says, please, what is the program about? Standard and You is a public sensitization program sponsored by the Standards Organization of Nigeria to enlighten you on product safety and quality. Austin from Niger says, I like what you're doing, keep it up. But I think you should have your logo on products so we can know it's authentic. Austin, we have our logos on products that are certified by the SON. The ManCap logo is for products that are locally manufactured, while the SunCap logo is for products that are imported into the country and certified by the SON. So please look out for these logos and more. Grace from Cross River says, please, how do I reach you in Cross River State? Alright, our office in Cross River is at 10 Bishop Moinang Avenue, State Housing Estate, Calabar. Edokpai says, thanks for the great job you are doing. It's our pleasure. And that's the much we can take on the feedback segment of the program. Keep reaching out to us, call us, or send in your messages to the number 0705-972-4455. You can also tag along with us on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at Standard and You _. You can also send a mail to the address to standardandyou@gmail.com. Let's do this again, same time, same station next week. Bye for now.